Hi everyone, it's Glama, and this is the Ray is Right podcast. And today we're going to talk about the Ghost Rider versus Santa Claus episode of the Who Would Win show, where Ray was repping Ghost Rider and James was repping Santa Claus. Now this is the annual Santa Claus versus random Who Would Win show character episode because it's almost Christmas time. Oh, I'm so excited. I was actually bad. I was rooting for Santa Claus to win because I didn't want something bad to happen to him because, he gets all the presents. I actually believed in Santa Claus until I was in kindergarten. And then one day in school, my friend was like, oh, well, Santa Claus doesn't actually exist. It's your parents that put the presents under the tree. And I was like, no. So it was very disillusioning. I was like 5 years oldish, maybe 6, and I still believed in Santa Claus. Well, so yeah, that was shattered. But yes, last year, as you know, Ray also faced Santa Claus, but he was repping Kylo Ren, but he lost. And sadly, history repeated itself, and Ray lost to James again in the annual Who Would Win show Santa Claus episode. But anyway, here are their points. So Ray's 3 points were that Ghost Rider is very durable, and he can really take a whole lot of damage. Punching him is like punching concrete. And he can regenerate like Venom because they have like I don't know that much about Ghost Rider, kind of like host and parasite type deal. And then he also ate some nitroglyceride and his head exploded, but he was okay to save someone, which is pretty darn insane. So yes, that's his point number 1, durability. His point number 2 was his hellfire and infusing power. And it's more damaging the more magical you are. So it would have been really damaging to Santa Claus because, as you know, Santa Claus is pretty darn magical. And he was talking about how his infusing power would infuse the chains and it would burn Santa Claus's suit. Oof, that's hot. And number 3 of Ray's points, my bad, is the penance stare. So he was talking about the billions of kids who didn't get what they wanted for Christmas and that he would feel all their wrath, including poor Ray, who didn't get a USS Flagg for Christmas in 1985. I actually didn't know what a USS Flagg was. Because another confession, I don't know that much about G.I. Joe because I didn't watch that much of it. So whenever Ray was like, well, I had this big present, but the USS Flagg wasn't in there, I was like, wait, how big is this flag? Isn't it wrapped up? So I Googled what a USS Flagg was. And to tell you, if you didn't know, like me, what it is, it's actually like an aircraft carrier type toy, but it's huge. Yeah, you can Google it. So today I learned, moving right along to James's 3 points is, so Santa has to think of the insane logistics to delivering toys to all us wonderful people. And so he's talking about millions of homes in one night. So he has to have superhuman strength and endurance to pull this off because, think about how heavy that sack of toys must be. The Tesseract that he brought up from last year's episode, which will come into play in his point number 2, that Santa's omniscient and has telekinesis and he's super intelligent, and he has that Tesseract bag of toys, which is bigger on the inside than it is on the outside. It's kind of like Hermione and Harry Potter, her endless bag. So, yeah, he has those kinds of powers, and he can read people's minds and manipulate them, and yes. And then the guest judge, Frank Zarrow, said, well, even though Santa Claus can manipulate reality, he can't manipulate the actual playing ground field, not playground field. And then James's point number 3 is that Zeroth, who possesses, I don't know if I said that right, Ghost Rider, makes Johnny Blaze weak. And then so Santa Claus is basically himself a holy weapon, and they were talking about how they could lick down a candy cane to make a shiv. I don't know. I remember sometimes when I would eat candy canes, they would get pointy, if you did that. But I didn't think of actually shivving people. I think I saw some kids who actually tried, but they broke off, so it wasn't actually that great an idea. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of candy canes or peppermint candy. Yes, shocker, I know, but I don't know. I kind of like the fruity ones, but then I guess you could just eat fruity candies like Jolly Ranchers instead. But you know what's pretty good? If you put a candy cane in hot chocolate and it's kind of like a peppermint mocha without the chocolate, but I guess you could make a peppermint mocha that way. Anyways, moving right along. So yes, James was victorious because sadly, Ray's Ghost Rider could not face up to the holy powers of Santa Claus, and Frank Tadaro made that decision. I mean, I guess we all have to get on Santa's good side and agree with him. But Ray, like as Frank Tadaro said, like a DC villain would be like, one day I will get Santa Claus, one day. Maybe next year will be the year that Ray gets Santa Claus. But yes, it was a great episode. Oh, it was so intense. It could have gone either way. But as we know, Ray lost, but it's okay, because he's still right all the time. And the guest host, Frank Tadaro, was amazing. He came on with like a Starscream like appearance. I'm pretty sure that was him. Maybe it was an X-Files theme. But anyways, I hope you all have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year and Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, whatever you happen to celebrate. Woohoo! It's almost the end of 2020. All right, guys. Have a good one. Bye.